A suburb of Myrtle Beach, Carolina Forest is an unincorporated master plan community. And though you have a Myrtle Beach address, you're not within the city limits of Myrtle Beach. If you're considering making a move here to the Myrtle Beach area and you have Carolina Forest on your radar, well, you're going to want to stick around because I'm going to be sharing with you the pros and cons, the good, the bad, and the ugly of what it's like to live here in Carolina Forest. And we're going to be getting after it right now. Hey YouTube family, I'm Jeff Bueller with Living in Myrtle Beach. If this is your first time to this channel and you want to learn everything there is to know about living, working, playing, and living that beach lifestyle, you've come to the right place. Hit the subscribe button, tap the little bell. This way you're notified on all things living in Carolina Forest. Now, before I get started, I want to give a huge shout out to all the amazing people that we've been able to successfully help make their move here to Carolina Forest. I'm talking to you and you and you and you and you. If you too are wanting to make that smooth move here to Carolina Forest, whether it's in 9 days or 90 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, best yet, schedule that Zoom call. We'd love to meet you. Okay, so let's get after it. We're talking the good, the bad, the ugly, the pros and cons of living here in Carolina Forest. Now, at the beginning of this video, I mentioned that Carolina Forest is essentially a suburb of Myrtle Beach. And well, that's exactly what you're going to get, a suburban feel when living here in Carolina Forest, as it is primarily a residential area. And this gives you a variety of housing options and neighborhoods, whether you're looking for single family homes, condos, townhomes, if you want to be in an intercoastal waterway community, or even live directly on the ICW. If you want to be in a golf course community, Carolina Forest has 5 golf courses alone right here in Carolina Forest. So there are 5 golf course communities. And as a matter of fact, several of those courses feature 36 holes. So that's certainly a lot of golf that you can play just here in Carolina Forest. If you're wanting to be within a lake community to have a view of lakes, we offer that here in Carolina Forest. Or maybe you want a neighborhood that has lavish resort style amenities to help keep you cool throughout the summer. There's no question that there's no shortage of housing options and opportunities when looking for a home here in Carolina Forest. Another pro that I think makes Carolina Forest very desirable is that it is centrally located. You are directly west of downtown Myrtle Beach, just over the ICW. You're just east of Conway. And then of course you have North Myrtle Beach and Little River to the north. And then you have to the south, Surfside Beach, Garden City Beach, and Murrells Inlet. So this really allows you to be able to get from, the North Strand or the South Strand, either direction. Within about 40 minutes, you can essentially cover, either side of the Grand Strand. And I think this is really beneficial, especially for couples. If say you have, one spouse that's working in North Myrtle Beach, or maybe even in downtown Conway, and then the other spouse is maybe in downtown Myrtle Beach or has to work on the South Strand. Again, from Carolina Forest, you can access either of these areas within about 40 minutes. So it really kind of helps split the difference. And then, on those weekends when you really want to explore the Grand Strand, and maybe one weekend you want to go to the North Myrtle Beach, Little River area for any of the festivals that they have going on, the happenings that are happening up on that end of town, or of course in Murrells Inlet, Surfside Beach, Garden City Beach, you want to explore that side. It really puts you very centrally located throughout the Grand Strand. I think that makes it very convenient and easy really to get around and to explore our area. This leads me right into our next pro for living in Carolina Forest, and that's going to be the conveniences. Of course, with Carolina Forest being a planned community, you're going to have all those conveniences right within the planned community, right at your fingertips. When we're talking about grocery stores, you have multiple grocery stores. You're going to have a Kroger's, a Publix. As a matter of fact, they're in the process of building a second Publix. You're going to have a Lowe's foods, you're going to have a Food Line. So you've got 5 grocery stores right within Carolina Forest alone. Restaurants, there are dozens of restaurants, locally owned, fast food restaurants, you name it, you're going to have it all within Carolina Forest. Pharmacies, healthcare facilities. So all of those conveniences, you're never going to be further than 3 miles to be able to get, any of the conveniences that you need. You're not going to have to travel out onto, 501 or go into Myrtle Beach. You're going to have it all right within Carolina Forest. Another great benefit to this, especially when you're going out to the restaurants, right? Again, this is where you're going to be able to interact with your neighbors and people who live within your community. So as you go out to eat, you're not going to necessarily be mingling or interacting with, with the tourists, in Myrtle Beach. So I think that makes it a great benefit. It really makes it feel more of a community. You feel more at home than necessarily being, kind of another person amongst all the tourism that we have here in Myrtle Beach. Now, with Carolina Forest being the largest suburb in Myrtle Beach, it attracts a large demographic of young families. And of course, that means quality of education is typically at the top of most parents' minds. And according to niche.com, Carolina Forest ranks amongst the best in the state. You have 3 elementary schools: Carolina Forest Elementary School, River Oaks Elementary, and Ocean Bay Elementary. There are 2 middle schools that service Carolina Forest, which are going to be 10 Oaks Middle School and Ocean Bay Middle School. And then there are 2 high schools that service Carolina Forest. Of course, Carolina Forest High School, and then the Academy for Science, Arts, and Technology. There are also several private school options as well as early childcare available for you here in Carolina Forest. Okay, so if you're like me, you're moving here because of the beach. And well, I'm here to tell you that you are within just 20 to 25 minutes of some of the best beaches that the Grand Strand has to offer. Actually, be sure to check out my map tour of Carolina Forest, where I show you the roadways, the ins and outs, how to get to the beach, and of course, the best beaches to access here in Myrtle Beach, where the locals go to plant their beach chair. And you're gonna see just how easy and accessible it actually is to get to the beach when living in Carolina Forest. Okay, so my last pro for living here in Carolina Forest is, well, everyone is from somewhere else. So if you're relocating here and you're feeling a little anxious about leaving family and friends behind, don't sweat it. You're going to find that making new friends and new peer groups is a piece of cake. The number one question that you're going to get when you move here is, where are you from? And that's because at one point, everyone was once in your shoes or are in your shoes, because everyone is from somewhere else. I think you're going to find that you're actually going to meet more people who are from your home state than from people who are actually born and raised here. So making new friends, getting acclimated with whether your children or yourself, if you're looking to make new peer groups, you're going to find that it's extremely easy. And of course, we're in the South. Southern hospitality is still alive and well, and it is contagious. So when you're here in the Myrtle Beach area, you almost just feel this kind of natural sense and obligation to just have a little bit larger smile and to be a little bit friendlier to those new people that you meet. And that's probably my top pro for living here in Carolina Forest. So now let's talk about the cons of living in Carolina Forest. As I just mentioned, everyone is from somewhere else. And so that means population growth. According to the US Census, there are just over 44,000 residents living here in Carolina Forest, and that's growing at a rate of just over 3% year over year. So let's just go down the line of cons of living here in Carolina Forest. With all that population growth means traffic. It can get busy here in Carolina Forest, especially along Carolina Forest Boulevard, which is essentially the main road that takes you from Highway 501 all the way through Carolina Forest to River Oaks Drive on the eastern side of Carolina Forest. Now, fortunately, they have just widened Carolina Forest Boulevard. So that has helped alleviate some of the pain points that we see when we talk about traffic. And there are several other road projects that are going on right now to help, again, kind of alleviate some of those pain points navigating in and around Carolina Forest. But with that also means more homes are needed to be built. And so we're in this construction boom. It is like a construction war zone. Everywhere you go throughout Carolina Forest, there are more homes being built. There are more neighborhoods being built, which fortunately means more opportunity for you. But again, it is very busy in a small, dense area. And then, of course, with more people moving to the area, that also means cost of living is going up. Right now, the median price for a single family home in Carolina Forest is just over $422,000. And if you're looking to purchase a condo or townhome, then you can expect to spend $185,000 as the median sales price. Now, if the pros are outweighing the cons for you and you're wanting to make that smooth move here to Carolina Forest, well, just give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, schedule that Zoom call. Look, whether it's in 9 days or 90 days, let's start that conversation. We'd love to hear from you. And well, until next time, I look forward to seeing you in Carolina Forest.